HD Media.
I did this.
Welcome back for our second episode of HD Approved. We are joined here with Tiffany, with Styles by Tiffany. She will be our February spotlight for the whole month. Des White is behind the camera.
I'm behind the camera because I couldn't find a piece to my other camera, so I'm here. Y'all just won't be able to see me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Go ahead and subscribe to everything we got going on. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We'll link Tiffany's everything under. We laughing because she goes by Tiff of all trades. So like she got a lot going on. So well, speaking of that, like
We're gonna get into all that.
what are all the things you do have going on?
So I have a couple different businesses. I am a co-owner of Beauty and Beat Style Bar, which is where we are today. So I'm a co-owner. I'm also a licensed cosmetologist, but I also do beauty services such as body waxing, eyelashes, brows, all that great fancy stuff that we all want. Then I have another business called Sensual Bliss Life, which is women empowerment based. It's all about the self-love of any shade, shape, or form of woman. We do lingerie shows annually. Sometimes we do multiple shows in a year. And that is called Bedroom Bliss. So that's another thing that I do. I have a team for that is dope. So shout out to them. I wish they were here today, but everybody that knows me, I forget stuff. I have to write everything down. So don't blame my heart, blame my head, y'all. Right. But outside of that, I mean, I'm military. I'm a single mom.
Did you say military?
I am.
Oh.
I am an 18-year vet.
Okay.
What
What
years, y'all?
what was it?
What
Branch?
Yeah. I am in the Kentucky Air National Guard, so I'm Air Force.
Air Force. Okay. I have a cousin who's in the Navy, and I think I have another cousin who's in the Army or the Marines. One of them. Well,
You should probably figure that out. Because
well, I know one of my cousins. I know one of my cousins is in the Navy. I have a frat brother that's in the Marines. I can't figure out if my other cousin is in the Army or the Marines. I don't know. But yeah, you're right.
as long as you don't mix up like Army and Air Force or Marines and Air Force, like they just don't like us. We're a little bougie. You know what I'm saying?
So you can fly planes.
That's always the misconception. No, not everybody in the Air Force flies planes, you guys. No, but and then I mentor. When we weren't in a pandemic, I mentored a tap individual. I do that every year, but I haven't.
That's dope.
But I think that's it. I mean, I got other little stuff that I like to do hobby wise that kind of turns financial every now and then when I want it to.
Right.
But that's it.
You don't want to talk about that, like the other stuff as far as hobbies and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, like I do shirts and stuff, but I
Okay.
do it really mainly for my own brand.
Okay.
And for the salon and stuff like that. And then inside of my businesses, like Sensual Bliss, like we teach classes. I do one-on-one coaching, confidence coaching.
Oh wow.
And I am thinking about, I've been thinking for a couple months now about becoming an intimacy coach, an official intimacy coach. It's to come. I ain't in no rush to do that though. It's like, it's going back to school, and I've done enough school.
What's an intimacy coach? Is it like a sex coach?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
But it's more like real deal intimacy, not just
It's not
sex.
just
Yeah.
okay. It's like the whole emotion part from both parties, right? Like
Yeah,
the,
and
like
connecting.
getting deep into the. Oh, okay, right. The connection. Okay. Yeah, that's dope. I like that.
What like got you into the confidence building, like the sensual bliss, the intimacy part? Like what got you into that? Like specifically?
It was my own situation. So I grew up just thinking that, I was told I was given a complex, basically. So I grew up thinking that, I wasn't pretty or I wasn't cute or whatever. I was always the bigger, thicker friend. I wasn't like heavy set. I was just thicker, you had it.
When you still the biggest one
yeah,
in the group,
so it was
even though you're not that big.
So I developed a complex from that, and then I didn't really at first have anybody to really like coach me into being a young woman. So I had to learn a lot from my friends and stuff like that. I was a super late bloomer on a whole lot of levels. So I wasn't really into like boys for real. I was a sports, I played basketball, ran track, softball, all of that, like all the sports. So I was a tomboy, so that had a lot to do with it too. I was running around beating up boys growing up. So, they wasn't looking at me as the girl, they was looking at me as the friend. So that came along with that. So as an adult, like I said, I bloomed late. I didn't lose my virginity until late, so which is not a bad thing. But it just a lot of things tied into that, so it carried over into relationships growing up. So as a whole grown woman, like late 20s, I had at the time, my boyfriend at the time, I had took him on a birthday trip to Puerto Rico, and so let me back up. I used to coach dance. High school girls. I had my own little dance team of high school girls, and once they got older, we started having kids, stuff like that. We kind of got away from the dancing thing, obviously. So I would always somebody somewhere wherever they was, whether it was in Louisville or Lexington or whatever, one of them would always just randomly ask, well, what we gonna do? When we gonna get back together so we can dance and blah 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 blah. Because it carried on through college, too. I had, like, a little dance team at college, too. So we went to Puerto Rico, and him and I were having some intimacy issues, some trust issues, things that carry over. And his cousin just kept on wanting me to go to this dance class. And I was like, I don't want to go to that because I know what that is. They marketed it as Flirty Girl Fitness. Yeah. I don't know how old you are, if you remember hearing that, but it was a little sexy fitness kind of thing. You can buy the DVDs and stuff like that, take the classes, but they were out of Chicago, and that's how they marketed it, but that's not what it was at all. So I was like 45 minutes late to the class. I was already drunk. And I walk into class, and she was like, oh, hey, welcome, come on in. And she was like, we can start over if you want to. I was like, no, I'll sit back and watch. I've been, cocky. I've been dancing for a long time. I'm good. And mind you, I didn't want to be there because Flirty Girl Fitness. So I'm watching, and they dance. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Hold on, let me put my heels on. This ain't no Flirty Girl Fitness, none of that. So it was a real sexy, sensual, chair-based dance. Yeah. And I was like, this is it. So I went through the class, and throughout the class, the boyfriend, the husband, and the fiance of the three of us was trying to come into the class the whole time. And she kept on having to kick them out because they was just trying to meddle to see what was going on. At the end, she pulls them in the class and makes us three dance on them, do the dance on them in front of the whole class. It was like a class of like 25 ladies. Wow. So I was just like, oh my God. Like, I can do this. Like, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. But, so I talked to her afterwards, and she, like, gave me these free DVDs because she's a pole instructor in Atlanta. She gave me some DVDs and was like, just do it if you want to do it. And if you want to ever teach pole and do this, just come to Atlanta and, take some classes. I was like, cool. She was like, just don't. If it's something that I say to people a lot now. Like, if you can't sleep because you're thinking about it, do it. Right. And she said that to me. So, I was just like, this is it. I told, my ex, I was like, it's on, man. You don't even know what you brought me to. Right. You're going to open up to a whole new world. That's basically how it started. And when I got home, I called a few of my girls, and was like, I think I've figured out how we can start dancing again. And they was down, but only one of them really has been there from the beginning. She's one of my business partners, one of my teammates, on the Sensual Bliss life side. And we've been doing it ever since. We're going on 8 full years. November would have made 8 shows, but we're going into our actual 8th year this year. So it's Pretty dope. I love it. As you can see, I get really like excited talking about it. So.
I think it's dope. Like I'm kind of like leaning into like also a late bloomer. Like leaning into like the whole like.
Wait, what?
She said she's a late bloomer. I said I'm
But what you
also
just say?
a late bloomer.
Are you also a late bloomer? Oh, I didn't know that.
Right. Wow. Okay. So. So like, just become like when I turned 28 or 27, whichever one, I said I'm gonna become a grown woman. Like I'm gonna lean into that, like, and all that it comes with it. So like, yeah. So just hearing that and like hearing like and trying to get other people to lean into their grown womanness and all that, like, it's kind of like part of where I'm trying to go. Like that's the next degree I'm trying to get is women, gender, and sexuality studies. Yeah. So like, so I wanted to ask you, like, in terms of like women empowerment and stuff, like, what do you think of like if you've heard Jasmine Sullivan's new EP?
Oh my! She did it.
Yeah.
She did it. She did it. Hey, I commend her. Like, only people that know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she came out with some truths on that album, and it spoke to a lot of people's truths.
Yeah.
I mean, not only do I love the album, I love Jasmine Sullivan,
Yeah.
period. I'm a fan. And I, like I said, I commend her because it takes a lot, you know what I'm saying, to speak on it and live it and just let it be, because the world and especially our culture is so judgmental that you have to just put it out there and let it be and don't dwell on it.
Yeah.
And that was what I was gonna say about you coming into your grown woman is do what you want to do.
Right.
Like, I mean, you ain't got no kids, right?
Not at all. Not
No
at
kids.
all.
Live your life. I'm telling you, because I have a 14-year-old, and that's my homie. Like, now we travel together. So, but I held off traveling for a very, very long time. The only time I would travel was when I was in hair school. I would go to the hair show every single year in February because it was catered to cosmetologists. But that was pretty much the only time I traveled, or when I went to go see my dad in Virginia. So, but now,
What's some of the places you've been as far as traveling?
I've been a lot of places.
Well, you said you were in
So militarily, I have been a lot of places.
A lot of places.
For leisure, I've been quite a few places too. But the most exciting places so far have been Africa, which was my first deployment.
Oh, man.
Germany. I went to Alaska, Puerto Rico, Mexico. Well, I went to Cancun, and we went quite a few places in Cancun. Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii. Those are the more exciting ones, but I've been to a lot of different states.
You think that Cancun has turned into like the spot for black people? Do you think it's over? Like all the niggas going there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to go.
Yeah, my best friend just asked me if I wanted to go to, is it Tulum?
Tulum, yeah.
So that's like the new Cancun. I'm
Yeah.
cool on that.
I'm not
going
I'm
there.
trying to go somewhere where
Ain't too many folks.
niggas ain't going. Like I want to go to Iceland.
That's like there was a stint where everybody was going to the DR.
right.
I didn't go.
Yeah.
Y'all can have it.
Yeah. I think I think what happened is they ruined these places for me. So when I see people who always talking about Cancun, okay, I know that's not where I'm going. See people talk about Tulum, I know that's not where I'm going. I see people talking
At
about
least
all
not
these
right
places.
now.
Yeah.
Like
When they
let
die
that
down.
die down
Right.
a little bit.
Yeah. I think like one of the places that I really, really want to go that I don't see a lot of people going is the Blue Lagoon, Iceland.
He trying to get to Iceland.
Yeah, I love Iceland.
I would love to go to Iceland.
Yeah, Iceland is one of those places where I'm kind of like, all right, that's where I'm going. No matter if the niggas go there or not. You know what I'm saying? No matter if they start going there or not, that's where I want to go. But you said that you traveled, and I wanted to ask about all the places that you've been, and knowing or having family that is in the armed forces. I know they be a lot of different places. Like my cousin Dominique, she spent some time. Well, she spent a lot of time in Germany, in the Navy. She's in where's she at? Virginia right now.
In Norfolk.
Somewhere around Norfolk, Virginia, whatever they have out there. They have some type of base out there.
Yeah,
she's out there right now.
A huge naval station there.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Travel is everything.
Yeah.
You travel, man. Like,
that's all I'll be trying. I found that to be the one vice that I have at this moment. Like, I could care less about, like, well, now shoes maybe, but, like, I care less about shoes, clothes. I'm trying to get out of Kentucky at every chance I get. Like, every chance I get.
This year is the year of travel for my business. Mm-hmm.
I saw that. Talk about that.
So I have a business bestie, which is totally different from your actual best friend, who has been on me. I was supposed to start traveling last year with her, and pandemic, I wasn't with it. And then too, militarily, we was on a travel ban for a very, very, very long time. So that affected me being able to travel with her, but also my own hesitation.
Right.
Am I ready? No, I'm not ready. Like, talking myself out of it. And just a few weeks ago, I was just like, yep, I'm doing it. Because she asked me if I was going on tour with her. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. I didn't even think about it. I was just like, yep, I'm doing it. Let's go. Where we going? And she sent me her flyer. I was like, oh, all right. She was like, you already agreed to it. I let you slide last year.
Right.
I was like, all right, let me get my connects in order, because obviously I've traveled a lot. So I know quite a few people in a lot of different places.
Right.
So I've been networking and losing a lot of sleep, trying to prepare myself to actually teach these classes. So I was warranted to teach lash extensions.
Right.
But I'm going to hold off on that. I have everything to do it, but I'm going to hold off on it.
Right.
Because everybody's teaching lash extensions, right? So I went to something that I offer, a service that I offer that I haven't seen a lot of classes for, and that's lash tinting and lifting and brow lamination and tinting.
So what is all of it? I'm sorry. I'm just interested in, like, the services for
Wait,
myself.
do I need to, like, close my ears or leave a room or something?
No, I just feel like it's off topic halfway, but I really want to know what, like, all of that is, because yeah.
So you have a lot of brow services out there that is, like, semi-permanent,
right,
and stuff like that. Brow lamination is temporary. It lasts about 6 weeks. What it does is that if you have really curly or bushy eyebrows, it basically perms them.
Wow.
And gives you a uniform shape in your brow with your hair. Yeah. And then the tinting, obviously, is tinting your brows, and that's temporary as well. It lasts 2 to 6 weeks, and that's all dependent on your skin condition. So if you have really oily skin, then it'll obviously come out sooner.
Right.
If you wash your face multiple times a day, it's gonna come out sooner. So, and the same thing with lash lift. It's the same idea. You're perming your lashes and tinting them, and the perm is to lift and curl. So it's the same effect of if you're using an eyelash curler all the time continuously. But this lash, you won't have to do all of that every day or multiple times a day, and it lasts up to 6 weeks as well.
Okay, that's cool. So this tour you're doing, is it like 1 or 2 days in each city, or is it just 1 day?
1 day in each city right now, because the services that I chose to teach only take about 4 hours for teaching.
Yeah.
At the most. I mean, and then it's really up to me and the progress of the students if we go longer than that for each service. So the lashing is about 4 hours, the brows is about 4 hours, and then you give them time to practice on a live model. So I could do a dual class in 8 hours, which kind of takes away. But if you do just a lash class, we can do anywhere from 4 to 6 hours, depending on how fast they're learning and how long it takes them to do it on the model.
Yeah.
But the services can boost if you're in the beauty field, it can boost your monthly financial gain anywhere from, depending on how often you do it, anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a month.
Wow.
So, And it can really be more than that. It
Yeah.
just depends on what services you offer and how much you're working. So.
Yeah. So how do you do the balance of military mom, entrepreneur, and all the things you do? Like, what does your life look like?
Planning.
Yeah.
Planning is definitely key because my son also plays basketball. So I have to plan to a T. I mean, I make my own schedule, which is the beauty of entrepreneurship.
Right.
The only thing that really gets in the way of that is the military. So I get activated. I'm actually currently activated locally. So where I have to work Monday through Friday, like 8 to 5, then that adjusts my schedule at the salon.
Right.
So it just, and I have to have dates planned out in advance. So as far out as I can go, I try to plan and make sure my salon schedule aligns with those dates. And I've been doing pretty well. There are times where I'll have to like move somebody up or back or to another day. But that's kind of rare. But it does happen more often if I'm activated.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the
I ain't had no
balance
issues
is
so far.
crazy.
So what how okay, so 2 questions, totally unrelated. But like, so you said if you can't sleep and it like constantly is on your mind, like that's what you're supposed to do, right? So what is the thing that like really pushed you into like saying, okay, I'm gonna do this. Like I'm a be besides like, I know you talked about the dancing thing, but what was that gut feeling like? Like I'm gonna take that leap of faith to jump out there and actually do it.
So my process is, one, if I am losing sleep or if I'm just constantly thinking about it, I'm constantly looking up stuff, researching, reading up on something, then I'm going to end up doing it. So it goes, if I'm losing sleep and I'm researching and I'm always thinking about it, then I discuss it with my best friend and with my team. And my thing is, if I say it out my mouth, then I'm going to do it.
Right.
And that's what they've learned about me over these, especially with Sensual Bliss. With that team, they're my real friends. So I've known them for a very, very, very long time. So they know at this point that if she is telling us this, she's going to find a way to do it.
Yeah.
And if we hear it more than once, it's definitely being done. So that's my process. If I actually speak it out of my mouth, then I'm going to do it.
Yeah. So one of the biggest things for Hustle Different is we're not trying to create like a crab in a barrel mentality, and you keep talking about a team. So like, when did you start implementing a team, or did it just become friendship to like business? But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did you create this team around you that's pushing you and y'all pushing each other?
So I don't know, like, so my friends are, like I said, my team. I do have people that I haven't known as long that I discuss things with, like I value their opinion. So I may talk to them about it, but at the end of the day, like, you can't do everything yourself. If you are a multi-level, like multifaceted, that's what I was looking for, entrepreneur, then you have to. You have to have a team, and you have to find some type of planning that works. So with that, one of my friends that's on the team, she literally just kind of got thrown in. Like, all right, you're here. But she's a planner. So she is, when we first met, we actually worked part-time at Kmart together. And it was around the same, no, it wasn't. We had known each other for 5 years by the time I started Sensual Bliss. So once I got to know her and I guess realized her talents and you know what I'm saying, what she is great at naturally, it just fit. It just made sense. She's a planner. She's an out of the box thinker. She makes me think about stuff that I am not thinking about. So and this is exactly how it goes. I bring the idea to the table, and she's already like, well, who's your market? How many times you gonna do it? And I'm like, I'll get back to you on that. Like, so, but that is pretty much like her role. And then she is a creative thinker. So with the shows and like last year, instead of doing a physical show, we did a short movie.
Right.
She's a writer. So that is just like, that's what her lane is, and that's what she brings to the brand and to the team. And she makes, we make each other better, but she definitely makes the brand, the idea, all of that. Like, she is our creative director.
That's so
like
dope.
head. You know what I'm saying? I'm the CEO and all of that, and I'm a creative. We're all creative directors, but that's her lane.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Oh, definitely. I think.
So
I mean,
who would you? How many? What does your team consist of? Like how many are on your team?
For Sensual Bliss, it's myself, Shantae, and Siamona.
Okay. I do have a question, and I want you to go more into roles as far as like strengths and things like that. So I want you to talk about how that's important for businesses and things like that, especially when you're working with a team. Just understand people's strengths, understanding people's weaknesses and different things like that. So who is on your team? Like, you know that if I ask her to do something, she's gonna do it. If I ask this other person to do something, she might not do it, but she's good at something else. So just go more into like how roles and how knowing your team is important. If that makes sense.
So at this point, I can go to either one of them and know they'll get it done. Now, that hasn't always been the case. There was certain things that, even now, there's certain things that I only ask Shantae if she can take care of for me, or she already, jumps on it. And then Siamona, there's a lot of things now that I know that she can take care of. But with her, she's married and has 3 kids now.
Yeah.
Shout out to her, because their marriage came about from a Sensual Bliss show.
Oh, that's dope.
But so with her, I have to kind of like not monitor, but figure out, okay, I know she can do this. She'll have time to do this. You know what I'm saying? So I would like not really expect her to be able to make every single meeting or a last minute meeting, because she has a lot more priorities now. So with that, like, I give her some admin stuff, like call these venues, ask them about this and stuff like that. I can definitely get her to do that. As far as schedule, we all just kind of keep our own scheduling and then make it work. So we play a part in each when we're planning any event, and then we bring it all together, because we try to meet virtually weekly. Doesn't always work, but for the most part, just so that we are all on the same page when it comes, because we have an event coming up next month that we're in the midst of finalizing.
Go ahead, plug that.
It is the intimate experience. It is a couples event. It's the second time we've done a couples event in the city. So, but this particular event, we always have a DJ. For any of our events, we're doing a live band. It is a dinnered event. We will have a couple vendors that cater to both male and female, like has products for both male and female. But there will be a sit-down dinner, and then, the band. And then we also have we have Jay, the loveologist from Indianapolis, who will be our speaker. And she will be facilitating a intimacy interactive activity. So that's going to be pretty dope. And then there'll be like a little dance party session afterwards with the band. So
that's lit.
That's on February 27th.
It's on February 27th, Desmond.
February 27th, as you said?
Yeah.
I won't be in town.
I think you should be.
Nah, I'm kidding. I don't know what day of the week is on.
Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Yeah, you might got me. So I don't have to work.
It's going to be nice. It's going to be at the Denison. I don't know if y'all have ever been to the Denison. It is a wedding venue down on Cameron Road, which is pretty nice. I had been there. I was a part of a fashion show there. It's really nice. So it's a more upscale event. Not saying that our events are not upscale at all, but this is a more like semi-formal kind of thing. So
that ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. Because I'm gonna come and I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna be the
That
best
ain't no
dressed in
problem.
there if I come.
You ain't even coming. That ain't no
But if I
problem.
do, I'm gonna be the best dressed in there.
Okay.
That's what we like to hear. So yeah, we I hope did I answer your question?
Yeah, you was.
Yeah, I think you asked.
me.
I think what I was trying to get you to go more into, I guess, was just knowing your team and knowing what they're good at and what they're not good at. So with me and Morgan, like, there's some things that Morgan is good at, and there are some things that she's not good.
I'm good at everything.
What?
But, huh?
Right.
What you say? You good at everything? No,
Yeah.
you're not. You just broke one of my things. You're not good at setting up. Let me do that. Okay? I think you're
That
good at
was
some
such
other
a
things.
minor thing. Like,
But
but okay,
broke-
I got you. Keep
but
going.
you broke
Keep
it.
going.
All right, but I know I'm not good at like she's really on top of like the content and putting content out, and she's found ways to make it easier for the both of us when it comes to things. So with working with somebody, I think just knowing your team and knowing what they're good at is really, really important.
It's
if you're going
very
to be working
important.
with somebody.
So
yeah.
I guess that a lot. I'm not saying that I'm the best at that. I know Shantae's pretty good at spotting people's strengths, but I have to pay attention to that because prior to becoming a full-time entrepreneur, I was a store manager for T-Mobile and a store manager for other retail stores. So I had to be able to recognize that anyways.
Yeah.
And as I've gotten higher in rank militarily, I've had to be able to do that as well. Because with rank, you become a trainer and a coach and a mentor. So everything that I've learned militarily has transitioned and made me better on the entrepreneurial side.
Yeah.
Not to mention being, in retail management as well. So, because even when I was retail management, I was transitioning, working part-time in the salon and stuff like that. So it allowed me to, I used to look at being in management, I used to look at my store as my business.
Yeah.
And when I started doing that, I seen the progression in sales and employee retention. Because when you think of it as your own, you're gonna treat it a lot differently. You're gonna respect it more and appreciate it more. Even though they didn't appreciate what I did, now.
Right.
But yeah, growth is everything. And if you're not growing in business, I hate to say it, then you're not gonna be successful.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just dope that you just talking so like people want to be such it's all me, like, and you just giving so much credit to your team and like understanding it takes a team to do stuff. I think I struggle with like we just got an intern from Lane where we graduated, and I'm like internally just like struggling because I'm just like now I gotta like
Delegate.
yeah. And I struggle
rough.
with that. Like it was rough between me and him just trying to like give him like, can you do this? Like it's hard for me to just say, can you do this? Like so having somebody that now I have to like literally teach her like this is what we need, this is how we need, and all this is just kind of like.
So an eye opener for me with delegation, because even as on the retail side, it was really like I struggled with that. But an eye opener for me in business was Siamona, her last pregnancy, and the baby was it the most recent? It might have been. No, it was the most recent pregnancy. When I tell y'all, she laid into us one day in a conversation. She was like, I feel like I'm being left out. She was hormonal. But I'm being left out. I don't know what's going on. And I was just like, okay, don't take it personal because she's a little hormonal right now. And so I had to like calm her down. And this was all over text message too, now that I think about it. So I was like, oh my God. So I had to calm her down in text message. And then I talked to her on the phone and realized like where they came from. And it's because I was not able to properly delegate.
Yeah.
And I was legit leaving her out of stuff. And, my mentality was like, well, she's married, she got kids, she's pregnant right now, she can't do a lot. And But in all actuality, like, you can still give her administrative stuff to do.
Right.
Like, she doesn't physically have to go and do stuff and run around and do all of that. Like, so that was a huge eye opener, because she was like, even though she was hormonal, she was like, I don't want to be, just take me out. And I was just like, girl, you better sit down somewhere. You ain't going nowhere.
Right, I quit. That was, but I think it might have been the clubhouse that we was on with Heather and all them other women. Somebody had said, or it might have been another one, I don't know, but somebody had said something like, I got a mentor and she told me to hit her up at any time. And then she was like, but what if it's at night? She said, leave that up to me to say if I have the capacity to deal with whatever you just presented me. And I was like, because sometimes, like, and
that's a word right there.
Yeah, because somebody was like asking me like, when can we meet? And I was like, call me just this time or call me whenever. Like, literally call me whenever. And like, she was like, but I be feeling like you busy. It's okay, just call me. Like, and I'll deal with that if you know. So it's just like, but I get that, huh?
You know, you were here when I played back.
I heard it. I ain't busy. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I think like we can probably miss out on opportunity. And then another way, it was like, so I'm speaking to myself as I'm like dialoguing with you. Like, another way was like, you miss out on opportunities for somebody else to grow if you don't delegate. Yes, like, and absolutely. If you don't, and so let me keep that in my own mind.
It's rough when you're so used to doing a lot of things by yourself or doing it for yourself. It's a struggle to release that control.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a Leo. So I'm a little overbearing at times. So it's been a great experience though, to be able to just be like, here, do this. Yes, you can do this.
Right.
But yeah.
For those people who feel like entrepreneurship happens overnight, like full time, like how long did it take you to get into a full time space and then having your own space? Like,
y'all listen. I always got like a job or something. I feel like military is my job. So yes, I always have a job. But I'm always in that mentality like I can't be broke again. I will not be broke again. So.
I just listening to Jasmine Sullivan's EP, and the girl was like, from the way I grew up, like, I'm just not trying to be broke. Like, and I was like, oh man, I feel sis. Like, I'm not trying to do it.
For real. So, and people ask me all the time, like, why? Like, why do you work so much? And I'm like, I have a whole teenager who is a growing boy.
Right.
That I have to make sure has everything that he needs. And then if I want something, I want to get it.
Right.
Whether it's business related or personal. Like, so if I'm not activated, I probably got a part-time job somewhere.
Right.
But this is my baby. Like, being an entrepreneur, that's my bread and butter. So I have to hustle different, right? So, but I have to, like, and I'm not gonna be broke. Like,
right.
I have 2.5 years before I can militarily retire and make that decision if I'm gonna stay or not. And I know that with next year, I have some huge things coming that I have to plan now for 3 years out. And that might be minor to some people, but that's major for me to be planning for retirement.
Right.
To be able to say, yeah, like, I don't work for anybody.
Right.
I work for myself.
Yeah.
So,
I hate working for white people.
Oh.
He's very blunt.
Let you know, I am anti working for the man, working for white people. I don't vibe with white folks. That's I know y'all have y'all motivation. I know yours is I don't want to be broke. Yours is your baby, your kid. Mine's is I don't want no white man telling me shit. That's how I feel. That's what drives me to get my own shit and do my. I don't want no white man to feel like he got no power over me or a white woman. But yeah, I felt you on what you you know what I'm saying on. But I can't get with that. That's just me. And I go to work every day mad as hell because I got to listen to this white man tell me what the fuck to do. And it's kind of like, I don't want to do that, but I'm sorry.
You're fine. Let it out. Just lay back on the couch. So yeah, I'm planning. Like I said, I'm a planner. I haven't always been the best planner, but with time comes growth. With growth comes experience. So I'm just trying to make sure me and my baby is good.
Right. And it don't happen overnight.
No, gosh. Please stop thinking that. Like,
Yeah.
it does not. It takes a lot of long nights, late nights, early mornings. I get messages all the time. Why are you up? First of all, get out my business.
Right. I'm minding my own business.
Literally over here minding my own business. But yeah, it's a lot of late nights and early mornings. Ain't that what Marsha said? Late nights, early morning.
What's the best / worst advice you got from maybe another entrepreneur or somebody that you were, like either a mentor or somebody that or haters? So what's the best advice you got from a mentor? What's the worst advice you maybe got from a hater?
Probably from one of my mentors, and I have 2 mentors, but the funny thing about it is it's a mother and a daughter. Because I started out with the daughter when I was at the University of Kentucky, and then I was basically adopted into their family,
Right.
and so her mother is here locally, who I can literally, like, I pick up FaceTime and call her, like, anytime or pop up. But it's, if you're going to do it right.
Right.
So, and when I first started on my entrepreneur journey to start my business, was with Styles by Tiffany as a hairstylist right out of hair school. She was the one who put me in motion. So to do all of my articles of organization, my, being registered with the state, and my LLC and my EIN, all of that wonderful stuff, all those acronyms.
Right.
She was the one to get me started, but she also was the one that made me hate QuickBooks. So, because with her corporation is huge, she has a transportation business. That's totally on the opposite spectrum of, beauty. And,
Right.
And I'm like, do you realize, like, I'm just starting. I don't even understand what QuickBooks is.
I'm trying to figure out QuickBooks right now.
So she is, she didn't, I wouldn't say she forced it on me, but that's all she talked about. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. So I stopped using it. Like, I deleted my account and everything. Like, get this out of her. But she is the reason why I am more business savvy than other people that I've done business with. So, great example, the pandemic. Had I not had her as a mentor, we would have went under, because there was a conversation that was held about, we have booth renters. That means we get to pay less on the rent, right? I'm like, no, that's not how that works. Something can happen. We might have to get something fixed. We might have to buy something new. We need to have that cushion.
Right.
And look what happened. We did not work for 4 to 6 weeks.
Ooh.
We were shut down.
Yeah.
And the landlord, we have a great landlord, I will say that. But at the end of the day, you still got to pay your rent.
Right.
You want to have a place to work, right?
Right.
So that, if you're going to do it right.
Yeah.
Be legit. Like, I started offering people help to, start their business off the right way.
Right.
Because it's a lot that you have to try to figure out when you're registering and going through all that stuff. And I did it. And I was like, oh, I'm glad you was helping me, because when I went back, because they changed the website to register and do all of that to be, legally with the state. And I was just like, I'm glad she helped me originally, because I had to do it again. Because they changed the website and my stuff wasn't on there.
Ooh.
And I was just like,
yeah, that's important. Like, we was doing legally we weren't in business until May of last year, but we had been selling T-shirts since November. But it was like we just selling T-shirts. In my mind, it's like you're not a business if you just like. I mean, you're. I don't know. Like, I guess you're a business, you're an entrepreneur, like whatever. But it was like I didn't feel confident in calling myself a business, I guess, until we were official. So we were doing all the KOS, Kentucky State. Then I got a letter that said you got to register a Metro. I said, what is this?
I got that same letter and was like, I've been in business for how many years and y'all want to change? Yeah, been there, done it. And I'm just like, listen, this is what you need to do. This is where you need to go. Like, you need to make sure all your ducks is aligned because they will come for you. They want their money.
Exactly. So I'm kind of grateful that we are putting a little responsibility on the intern because now we can focus on the business part of it. Because I'm like, I don't need Uncle Sam coming for nothing more than he needs. That's it. Like, seriously. That's all. But yeah.
Do you get dude business?
I do.
More specifically, the wax part.
I do.
You do.
I do.
Are they like, you know?
Whatever their preference is their preference.
Okay, I'm just. All right, so I asked that question because I don't know why I asked that question. It's just I just had the thought about it, man.
I get that question a lot.
No, because Morgan was talking about it. She was talking to me about it, and I was like, "Well, is dudes really out here getting waxed like that?"
They are.
Like, I mean, I could see underarms. You know what I'm saying? Maybe little nose things. Like, do you do that? Like, no. Do you do the nose?
I could, but I don't offer it.
Okay, so but you do the underarms and stuff like that, and then if we got to the conversation about dudes getting their shit waxed, and I'm just kind of like, nah, they ain't no dudes out here getting their shit waxed. And then I was like, well, the only dudes
lady posted it. They doing it.
But I mean, I was thinking like the only dudes that probably get their shit waxed is the, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to the LGBTQ, community. But that's what I think. But and then I asked myself, and then I asked myself, would I get a wax? And it's kind of like, nah, I don't think I'm taking it that far. I think I'm good with the razor. I mean, not the razor, the clippers. Hit the clippers, boom.
That's so funny because I never realized that so many guys use trimmers or clippers to manscape. It just never dawned on me until
I got a manscape for my landscape.
It never dawned on me until I was dating it's complicated.
Business partners. Y'all minding y'all's own business.
But I was just like, why you just don't get waxed? I ain't going to get waxed. Okay.
I think it's a pride thing because you got to tuck your shit under your legs. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to. Don't you got to tuck your shit? Like, you got to tuck. I'm not tucking my shit. Like,
no.
Why would you tuck it?
What?
That's just how I think about it. I don't actually know. I just feel like that in order to get waxed, if I have to lay down and you got to, I don't know. I feel like you got to tuck it and I'm not.
Why? So you won't be exposed?
Huh?
So you won't be exposed?
Right.
No.
Because when ladies get waxed, it ain't like y'all got something that just hanging.
Y'all totally are exposed though. Because you have hair everywhere.
That's why you have to have
So you got to hit the... Okay. I'm about to get off into some other shit. So
great relationship with your wax person.
So I got to lift my my balls up too and get all in there?
Yeah.
No.
But it's all about self-preference. Like, if you don't want your butthole waxed, you don't have to get your butthole waxed.
No, I'm not doing that. No. I'm good. I'm okay.
You holding?
I'm okay. I'm holding. Say I'm holding myself. No, I'm okay.
That is so funny.
Yeah. Oh man, that's why you have to have a special relationship.
Listen,
comfortability. Okay.
Yes. On
that note, so we know pretty much we appreciate this. We
learned so much.
Yeah. I mean, we preface this like series as us basically sitting down and trying to soak up as much knowledge as young entrepreneurs. So we thank you for that. But is there anything you want to leave us with? Any aspiring entrepreneurs? You want to plug your event again?
I'll plug my event in a minute. Oh gosh. So again, if you can't stop thinking about it, at least try it. Mm-hmm. That way you're not regretting anything. And you can at least say that you tried. And then you at least know if you like it or have a real passion for it. I've tried a lot of things. A lot of things didn't work out. Yeah. You know, it sounded great, looked good, but it's not for me, you know, kind of thing. So at least try. If it don't work out, don't harp on it. You know, move on. Social media handles. So for Styles by Tiffany, it's Styles by Tiffany LLC on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook. I am newly on Twitter, but I am the Tiff of all trades on Twitter. So
you should get a TikTok too.
Follow me on there. I have a TikTok for Sensual Bliss Life.
Oh, okay.
So Sensual Bliss Life on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and our website. Oh, YouTube. We started our podcast. We do it twice a month. It's The Sensual Bliss Life. That's the name of the channel. Our podcast is Sensual Saturdays. Our next one is next week on the 30th. Mm-hmm. Website, sensualblisslife.com. Go get your tickets for the intimate experience, which is a couples event. So the tickets are not sold in singles. They are sold in twos. So you can come with your friend. You can come with your best friend. You can come with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever, your wife, your husband, whatever. Just come
as a couple.
Yes, as a couple. We do have those tickets on an early bird special for $60 right now, and then they'll go up February 1st to $75.
And that's the deal. You get food, experience,
yes.
A speaker.
The speaker is gonna be so dope. That's probably my most excited part of the event, because I've been trying to do an event with this lady for a long time. We've been vendors at events together, but we've never been able to collab or have her do anything with us. So this is gonna be.
And you said she's a loveologist. Mm-hmm. That's dope.
Yep, she moderated one of our rooms on Clubhouse one night.
Oh,
I was like, wait, she said what? So, I'm excited. I'm really excited. That's my favorite part. I mean, we have. I don't know the name of Carrie's band, but Carrie used to model for us. She's a singer, but they are our band for the evening. So, and we've had them perform before. They are pretty dope too.
That's exciting. Thank you. I think the major thing we can learn from you is just, like you said, like trying new things, throwing paint at the wall, like Desmond like to say. Like we just trying to like. As entrepreneurs, you just kind of going with the flow, figuring stuff out as you go. It's like, I want to do this. It might lead to something else and all that. So thank y'all for joining us. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate this. Y'all can catch us on all social media. Please follow Tiffany on all of her platforms that we'll link. Please, if you're in the Louisville area and you want to be a part of the intimate experience, that was called. Get your tickets while they on early bird and so thank you. Subscribe, like, comment, subscribe,
and share
and all of the audio to this. If you're watching on YouTube, all of the audio is going to be on to the next podcast. That is the audio form of this YouTube. So if you can't watch it, then you can listen to it on to the next podcast on all major platforms. Hustle Different, all platforms, or not all platforms, but all social media platforms. Go get your merch. Black History Month is next month. Go pick up everything. The inauguration, the inauguration T-shirts. Biden. About them student loan T-shirts. Y'all should definitely pick up my kids would not live in poverty hats. Definitely pick those up. Go pick up your hustle sis, your hustle man, and your hustle goals hoodies. Go pick up your coffee cups, mugs, all that type of stuff. We got everything right.
And we bringing back the buy black, build black, invest black, that simple shirts
for Black History Month. Is there anything else?
Nope.
Thank you, Tiffany, for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you again for having me. And let me know if you got any more Manscaped questions.
I wanted to say I was looking to have some content. I was gonna get a wax, but the underarm wax. I was gonna get the underarm wax, and I was gonna have her videotape it for me.
I think we should do that.
Okay.
Right now? You wanna do it now?
We can do it now. You scared?
Fuck it. Come on, let's do it.
Bye.